Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here and welcome to another video. Today we've got some fantastic information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with Monolith Soft and their big recruitment message from studio lead Tetsuya Takahashi. And guys, Monolith Soft is positioning themselves to be the top RPG developer in Japan, especially if you have that old school link or affection for old school Monolith Soft titles, the Xenosaga, Xenogears. These guys are getting it done, especially after the release of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country. But I want to get right into what Tetsuya Takahashi had to say and how they're building their empire going forward with new games on the Nintendo Switch and beyond. So, quote, "We're hiring for our foremost project and calling out to all applicants. Now, there may be people who are thinking, were a bunch of Monolith Soft employees laid off? Those people can rest easy. There aren't any vacancies in our primary production staff, and everybody's doing as well as ever. So, why are we recruiting now then? The answer is quite simple. We're low on manpower. The primary production staff's motto, if you will, is to be the select few, and that isn't changing, but there are limits to what we can do. Compared to other companies' projects of similar scale, we get a lot done with quite a few people. Every individual member's responsibilities are clear, and there's a payoff to that. That being said, however, there are things that are just out of our control. Little issues that we can't attend to as attentively. For instance, if somebody gets sick, the remaining team members in the office have to pick up their slack and compensate for it. Things like that. Here's an easy to understand example. It's like going to Kaioshin Stadium with only 9 players, or the World Cup with only 11. If something unexpected were to come up, it'd be like a player serving as both shortstop and second base, or a player serving as both a forward and a midfielder. More so than ever, we want to raise our standards for both the customer satisfaction and the perfection of our products. And as it stands, we won't be able to continue to do that. So we've decided to accept applications for a few positions in each department of the team. I'd like to extend a particularly big invitation to applicants interested in becoming programmers, map modelers, and level designers. Naturally, programmers are the cornerstone of the game's development. To that end, we want to strengthen the relationship between them and the game maps that are Monolith Soft's strong suit. It's my belief that this is all so that we can create worlds that are more enjoyable for the customer to experience. The game's maps are the vital point of an RPG. By no means is it something like the story. Without well-made maps, the game won't stand on its own. On the other hand, though, they allow everything else to fall into place with relative ease. Based on experience, I can make that kind of statement with certainty, and everybody else at Monolith Soft feels the same way. Even just being involved in that area of the game's creation is both extremely important and rewarding. So he also goes on to say you can make games, you can create worlds, you can become the cornerstone of Monolith Soft. So he's really giving that raw speech in order to bring people over. And I feel that once we look back, like let's say 7 years from now, and Monolith Soft has their next 2 games, and those turn out to be maybe even better than Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, Torna, the Golden Country, X, and everything that they've done, this will be the pivotal moment that we can look back at and say, yo, this is where Monolith Soft took that next step, where they hired that extra help, where they really beefed up their operations in order to make games that rival on a big scope like a Final Fantasy 15 or like a Persona 5, because they're already there when it comes to a lot of what the game players think. They're getting there in sales, not close to Final Fantasy, but they're definitely getting towards the Persona area on a far smaller install base. If you look at the sales of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Torna, the Golden Country, it's reaching that 2 million threshold where we last saw Persona 5 at. And obviously Persona 5 was on like what, 160 million consoles if you combine the PS3, whereas Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was only on what, 20 million plus consoles that we know of for the Nintendo Switch. So they're already eclipsing some of those other RPGs that have been around for a lot longer. So I think this is the next step for them. They are going to build the future, and I think we're going to see them leapfrog quite a number of studios out there and quite a number of other franchises to kind of get more into the mainstream and maybe have their first 3 to 4 million unit seller right off the back once it launches. So I think they're gearing up for that. I think their next project is probably going to be their most impressive when it comes to graphics and technical wise, and there's going to be big things coming out of this studio. So this gets me excited because I think this is going to light a fire in Intelligent Systems to make sure that, hey, this is what we're going to do. What can we do to step our game up when it comes to it? Because they delayed Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I think that they really wanted to step the game production up. They wanted to make it more than what it was going to be, so they delayed the game. So I feel that these two companies are somewhat, kind of jockeying back and forth, at least in my opinion, for best RPG developer at Nintendo. And Monolith Soft has done a really good job, and I can't wait to see what Intelligent Systems has to do. But they're gearing up and they're getting ready for the long haul. So I love to see Tetsuya Takahashi talking like this and getting more people in order to create the type of games that they need to create to be competitive with the big dogs in the RPG industry and the game industry in a whole. So what do you guys think about what Tetsuya Takahashi had to say here with Monolith Soft? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, and moving on to the next topic here. We've got something that's actually really cool about Warframe on the Nintendo Switch, but also other systems as well. So apparently, Warframe will be seeing a performance boost across all platforms thanks to Panic Button's work on the Nintendo Switch version of the game. And I'm still kind of wondering, how does that happen? Well, let's talk about it a little bit more. So Steve Sinclair over there on Twitter had this to tweet out about this whole situation. Panic Button performance improvements for upcoming Switch Warframe ... makes all versions of Warframe faster. 1+ millisecond saved on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is a serious improvement. They fixed my crappy critical section sync between visibility jobs. So there you go right there. Panic Button is so technically inclined, and their deep understanding of work of having to take a PS4, Xbox One, PC, x86 architecture and transfer that over, and understanding both logics involved with those systems and the Nintendo Switch actually improved what they brought over and will be distributed across all the platforms. Panic Button is one of those rare companies in this industry to where you can get them working on a game on the Switch. They can take something that nobody would think would be able to run on the Nintendo Switch, and they can get that going because of, one, the architecture of the Switch. It's obviously a jump up from what Nintendo did with the Wii U in order to get over certain ports, but just because they have experience with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, a lot of people don't know is that, yeah, they've actually worked on PS4 and Xbox One games as well and are very technically proficient at that stuff too. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to bring over these ports in such a great fashion because they can't understand that logic and bring them over. So it's great to see what Panic Button is doing. I love the fact that they're getting performance boosts across the area, and that gives me a lot of confidence that Warframe on the Nintendo Switch is going to perform well given the hardware that it's on. Now, I don't think we're going to see, 60 frames per second, 1080p and all of that, but I think the first footage that we saw of Warframe definitely isn't going to be the final footage. I think they're going to make improvements with it because it didn't look quite that great. I mean, it looked okay, obviously Nintendo Switch and everything, but I think they're going to continue to make those improvements, and the next time we see the game, because all we got was just a little clip of it going, it's going to be better than what we saw beforehand. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Warframe, and it's coming out, I think it's late November it's coming out, and it's going to be a free-to-play game, so you can hop right in, download it, play the game, and you can go through and see how it is yourself. Warframe already has a huge community, or a tight-knit, smaller community. I wouldn't say huge, but tight-knit community on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One that are apparently very helpful to newcomers. So we'll see if those people can help us out when it comes to getting into the Switch version of the game. So what do you guys think about Panic Button and their work on Warframe on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the last topic here, we do have an update on the Super Mario Party Joy-Con bundle for the Nintendo Switch. This was already announced for Europe and Japan, but it seems like it's coming over to North America late November, and it's going to be $100 or $99.99. And what you get is that you get a neon green Joy-Con in addition to a neon yellow Joy-Con, and you also get Super Mario Party, a physical edition on the Nintendo Switch for $100. So you're getting the Joy-Cons for $40, which is actually a really good price because a Joy-Con pair costs $80, and of course you're getting Super Mario Party for $60. So not a bad price there when you kind of put everything together. Nintendo kind of bundles it up and it gives you a discount on probably more of their worst selling Joy-Con controllers. So I'm thinking that's why Nintendo's kind of throwing this in there, getting rid of some extra surplus inventory that they do have with these different colors that aren't as popular as what we've already seen with like the blue and the red, or the green and the pink as well, that we've seen with the Splatoon type of colors. So they're just kind of throwing in those two and giving you it on the Nintendo Switch. So it makes me think that these are surplus, so you're getting a nice discount on them. If you wanted Joy-Cons and you want Super Mario Party, this is definitely a good deal. So hold out on that, right? If you're going out there to buy some Joy-Cons, this might be a better deal for you. Or if you're gonna buy it for family or kids or whatever the case is for the holiday season, you can get this instead and actually get a nice deal on these Joy-Cons and on, well, the game is just $60, but you get a nice deal basically on the Joy-Cons here. Nice bundle, and you're gonna need them, right, for Super Mario Party, because Super Mario Party does not support the Pro Controller or any other type outside of just Joy-Con controllers. So I think it makes sense for Nintendo to do this, get rid of that extra stock, get a nice discount since the controllers are more expensive, and you get Super Mario Party, which needs them as well, so it could be good for the holiday season and everything like that. It looks like this is going to be going down on November 23rd. That will be the exact date. It looks like this will be going down late November, November 23rd or so. So look out for that on Amazon as well. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed here, from Monolith Soft to Warframe's performance boost and this bundle with Super Mario Party for North America? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.